welcome to this MRA Tax Quiz Competition 2022. I am Job Frank Chakaza, your quiz master. I'm not the tax man, but I'm going to tax them with a lot of questions. It's been a battle for supremacy in this MRA Tax Quiz Competition. Mr. Ngombingo receives 100,000 kwacha monthly salary. How much tax is he required to pay at the end of the month if the threshold of 0 to 100,000 kwacha payee is deducted at the rate of 0%? Mention the month and year in which Malawi became independent from colonialists. This is a 4-round competition. Round 1, general tax questions. Round 2, tax technical questions. Round 3, tax calculation questions. And round 4, mixed bag. Hello and welcome to the MRA Tax Quiz Competition 2022. I am Job Frank Chakaza, your quiz master. I'm not the tax man, but I'm going to tax you with a lot of questions today. Time to meet the competing teams. We have got from Stella Maris Secondary School, representing the school in Form 1.
Ndawa Kaira.
Form 2.
Grace Namagonya.
Form 3.
Rejo Nguruwe.
And Form 4.
Comfort Chalila.
Round of applause to Stella Maris Secondary School. And Stella Maris is competing against Nanjiriri CDSS. In Form 1, we have
John Zam.
In Form 2,
Deborah Gainda.
In Form 3,
Joshua Cheros.
In Form 4,
Phil Banda.
Let's give them a round of applause. We are also joined by Lumbira CDSS today in the room as part of the audience. In this quiz competition, we have 4 categories. The first category is general tax questions, then tax technical questions, then tax calculation question, and mixed bag. In the mixed bag category, the teams will be allowed to confer. Time to set the ball rolling. We're going to start with Stella Maris Secondary School, and the first question goes to Ndawa Kaira, representing the school in Form 1. Ndawa Kaira, what does the abbreviation MRA stand for?
Malawi Revenue Authority.
Correct, 2 points. Nanjiriri CDSS, John Zama, Form 1, mention the year in which MRA was established.
1998.
The question crosses the floor to Stella Maris Secondary School.
14 February 2000.
That is correct, 2 points. Second question goes to Form 2, Stella Maris, represented by Grace Namagonya. Mention 2 government departments that were responsible for revenue collection before MRA was established in 2000.
Custom and Excise Division and Domestic Division.
Correct, 1 point. Nanjiriri CDSS. This question goes to Deborah Kanyenda, Form 2. In which year did Parliament approve the establishment of MRA?
1998.
That is correct, 2 points. Now, Grace, I gave you 1 point because it is custom and excise and income tax. It's custom and excise and income tax. Back to Stella Maris Secondary School, Form 3, represented by Rachel Ngulue. Here's your question. Mention the ministry under which MRA operates.
Ministry of Finance.
That is correct, 2 points. Nanjiriri CDSS, represented by Joshua Jairus, Form 3, mention the account name where all government money and tax revenues collected by MRA are deposited. I'll come again, but your time is going. Mention the account name where all government money and tax revenues collected by MRA are deposited? Your time is up. The question crosses the floor to Stella Maris, Form 3.
Malawi Reserve Bank.
That is wrong. The question crosses back to the original team. Open to the whole team for 1 point. Yes, please. That is wrong. Time out. No point. Account number 1. That is the answer to that question. Account number 1. The last question, going to Stella Maris Secondary School, Form 4, represented by Comfort Charira. Mention any 2 functions of MRA.
Assessment, collection and accounting for tax revenue, and counteracting fraud and other forms of fiscal evasion.
Correct, 2 points. Going to Nanjiriri CDSS, Form 4, represented by Lufeo Banda. Mention any 2 processes under which tax laws are made.
Developing of an idea and debate by the parliament.
I will give you 1 point. I'll give you 1 point, correct 1 point. Because of the presentation in Parliament by Minister of Finance, and then there's also, of course, some level of discussion, but the other one is pretty much the same. So that is correct, 1 point. And that's how we close the first category, which is general tax questions. This is the MRA Tax Quiz Competition 2022. Welcome back. This is the MRA Tax Quiz Competition 2022, and today we have got Stella Maris up against Nanjiriri CDSS. This is the second category, tax technical questions. We're starting with Stella Maris, represented by Nda Kaira. What is tax?
Tax is the money contributed by the citizens to help to support the government.
Correct, 2 points. Nanjiriri CDSS, represented by John Zama, Form 1. Mention the government agency that is responsible for collection of taxes in Malawi.
MRA.
That is correct, 2 points. Next time, I will ask you to mention it in full, because MRA could mean many things, but I'm sure that you meant Malawi Revenue Authority, so I'll still give you 2 points there. Going back to Stella Maris Secondary School, Form 2, Grace Namagonya. What are customs duties?
Custom duties are tax which is deducted on import and exports of the government.
You jumbled everything up, but I'll give you 1 point. Correct, 1 point. These are taxes that are imposed on imported goods and services. So you kind of jumbled it up, but you still had the correct idea. I'll cross to Nanjiriri CDSS. This question goes to Deborah Kayenda, Form 2. Mr. Dingwindi imported gym equipment from Japan. Mention any 2 taxes that he would be required to pay at the border.
Excess duty.
Correct, 1 point. Next question goes to Stella Maris Secondary School. This question goes to Rachel Nguluwe, Form 3. What are direct taxes?
Direct taxes, these are the financial contributions that are collected by the government itself without the involving of intermediaries such as other agencies.
The question crosses the floor to Nanjiriri CDSS, Joshua Gilos.
Direct taxes, these are taxes that an individual or organization pays based on their income.
I'll give you 1 point. It's important that we must be as clear as we can be, my friends. These are taxes we are talking about. Direct taxes are taxes that are imposed on income that is arising from business, employment, or property. So you were pretty close, but not close enough. This second question goes to you, Joshua Giles from Nanjiriri CDSS. What are indirect taxes?
These are taxes that are collected by government.
The question crosses the floor to Stella Maris Secondary School. Rachel?
These are taxes that are collected from businesses or organizations which are registered for specific taxes, and they involve the use of intermediaries.
The question crosses back to Nanjiriri CTSS. Open to the whole team. Yes, please. Lufeo.
These are taxes that are collected by the intermediaries or the agents of the government, and they proceed the taxes collected to the tax bodies of the government.
That is actually not correct. Indirect taxes are taxes levied on consumption of goods and services. It's that simple. Taxes levied on consumption of goods and services. Going back to Stella Maris Secondary School, this question goes to Comfort Charira, Form 4. Mention 2 examples of indirect taxes.
Value added tax and non-resident tax.
Correct, 1 point. Value-added tax was correct, but the other one was not. Crossing to Nanjiriri CDSS, represented by Lufeo Banda, Form 4, mention 2 examples of direct taxes.
Payroll tax paid.
The question crosses the floor to Stella Maris Secondary School.
Income tax and withholding tax.
Correct, 1 point. Income tax is correct, but withholding tax is not. This is the MRA Tax Quiz Competition 2022. Stella Maris Secondary School up against Nanjiriri CDSS. We will be right back to check how the 2 teams are faring so far. Welcome back. This is the MRA Tax Quiz. I am Joab Frank Chakaza, your quiz master. As they stand, Nanjiriri CDSS 8 points. And Stella Maris Secondary School 13 points. So far so good for Stella Maris Secondary School. You're doing well. And I know Nigeria will be fighting to bounce back into the game because this is only halfway into the game. We still have 2 categories to go, and these are tax calculation questions and mixed bag. We are now ready to start. Let's remind each other who is composing the teams today. From Nanjiriri CDSS, we have in Form 1, John Zama. In Form 2, Deborah Kaenda. Form 3, Joshua Giles. And Form 4, Lufeo Banda. Round of applause. And representing Stella Maris Secondary School, Form 1, Ndara Kaira. Form 2, Grace Namagonya. Form 3, Rachel Nguluwe. And Form 4, Comfort Charira. Moving on with the quiz, we're now going to get into the second category, which is tax calculation questions. For these, I'll give you just a moment to make some quick calculations, but still I want you to do it as fast as you can. The first question goes to John Zama, Form 1. The payee threshold of 0 kwacha to 100,000 kwacha is charged at the rate of 0%. How much payee would be deducted from Mr. Kalele in a month if he earns 100,000 kwacha?
0%.
1 point. I hesitated because it's 0 kwacha. So you know it's a 0, but it's not a 0%. 0% is the rate, but the amount should be 0 kwacha. So I'll still give you 1 point. Crossing to Stella Maris Secondary School, Ndaa Kaira. The payee threshold of 0 kwacha to 100,000 kwacha is charged at the rate of 0%. Mrs. Tawakali earns 100,000 kwacha in a month. How much money will she take home?
100,000 kwacha.
Correct, 2 points. Going back to Nanjiriri CDSS, Form 2, represented by Deborah Kaenda, the payee threshold of 0 kwacha to 100,000 kwacha is charged at the rate of 0%. Mr. Temutemu earns 125,000 kwacha in a month. If 25,000 kwacha is removed or exempted from tax, how much payee is Mr. Temutemu required to pay?
Sorry, can you repeat the sentence?
Okay. The payee threshold of 0 kwacha to 100,000 kwacha is charged at the rate of 0%. Mr. Temutemu earns 125,000 kwacha in a month. If 25,000 kwacha is removed or exempted from tax, how much payee is Mr. Temutemu required to pay?
100,000.
The question crosses the floor to Stella Maris Secondary School. Grace, that question is yours.
Question, please.
The question, please, I will request you to pay attention next time I ask, because if she fails, the question goes to you straight. But I'll still do that next time. I will note. The payee threshold of 0 kwacha to 100,000 kwacha is charged at the rate of 0%. Mr. Temutemu earns 125,000 kwacha in a month. If 25,000 kwacha is removed or exempted from tax, how much payee is Mr. Temutemu required to pay?
100 kwacha.
The question crosses back to Nanjiriri CDSS. Open to the whole team. Yes, Lufeo Banda.
0 kwacha.
It is 0 kwacha. Correct, 1 point. Grace Namagonya, this question is for you, representing Stella Maris Secondary School. The penalty for any employer who fails to remit payee when due is the tax due plus 20%. Now, if Mr. Matimat, as an employer, failed to remit 100,000 kwacha, how much in all would he be required to pay to MRA?
$100 kwacha.
That is not correct. The question crosses to Nanjiriri. Open to Form 3. Joshua Giles. No, rather Form 2. Yes, Form 2. Deborah. You don't understand the question. I will say it out quickly to you. The penalty for any employer who fails to remit payee when due is tax due plus 20%. If Mr. Matimat, as an employer, failed to remit 100,000 kwacha, how much in all would he be required to pay to MRA?
250.
That is not correct. Question crosses the floor. Open to the whole team. Yes, please. Rachel Glue.
120,000.
That is correct. 1 point. You should listen attentively when I'm reading out these questions. It's important that you follow, because I can't keep on repeating them. But I also appreciate that you might have forgotten a bit, but it's important that you pay attention, especially when the question is going to Form 3. You know if he fails, it's coming straight to you. So you should treat it as your own question when I'm reading it out. I'm going to Nanjiriri CDSS, and this question is going to Joshua Gilos, Form 3. Withholding tax charged for transport and haulage is 10%. How much withholding tax would be deducted from a transporter who charges 500,000 kwacha for hiring his truck?
Can I come again?
Withholding tax charged for transport and haulage is 10%. How much withholding tax would be deducted from a transporter who charges 500,000 kwacha for hiring his truck?
50,000.
That is correct. 2 points. Stella Maris Secondary School, Form 3, represented by Rachel Ngulube. If Mr. Mbungo was deducted 10% withholding tax from the 500,000 kwacha that he charged for using his truck, how much money is he going to receive?
450,000.
Correct. 2 points. Next question goes to Nanjiriri CDSS, Form 4, represented by Lufeyo Banda. The standard rate for value-added tax is 16.5%. If Mrs. Jiguduli purchased goods worth 1 million kwacha, how much VAT will she be required to pay? Five seconds.
165,000.
Correct. 2 points. Stella Maris Secondary School, represented by Comfort Charira, Form 4. If Gertrude had bought shoes worth 100,000 kwacha and VAT is charged at 16.5%, how much is she going to pay, including VAT?
$116,500 kwacha.
Correct. 2 points. And that's how we call it a wrap for round 3 tax calculation questions. Moving on to round 4 mixed bag. This is the MRA Tax Quiz Competition 2022. Stella Maris Secondary School up against Nanjiriri CDSS. Mixed bag. For these questions, you are allowed to confer. So you can discuss. You're going to identify one person who is going to answer on behalf of your group. We are starting with Nanjiriri CDSS. Question open to the whole team. What does the word COVID stand for in full? Five seconds.
Coronavirus.
Correct. 1 point. It's coronavirus disease. The coronavirus is the virus that causes coronavirus disease. So you're still right, but not that right. The D at the end is still important. Stella Maris Secondary School, open to the whole team. Who is the current Minister of Health in Malawi? Yes, please.
Kumbuzi Chiponda Kando.
Can you come again, please?
Kumbuzi Chiponda. Kumbuzi Chiponda Kando.
The question crosses the floor to Nanjiriri CDSS. Five seconds. Crosses the floor back to Stella Secondary School. Open for 1 point.
Pass.
And your time is up, actually. So I didn't want to award 1 point there because I thought it's unfair for you to mention a very, very strange and bizarre name to the Honorable Minister of Health. In any case, you can't make any mistake when it comes to name. It's Kumbize Kandodo Chiponda. Not what you are saying, my friend. Nanjiriri CDSS. This question is open to the whole team. In which country was COVID-19 first reported and detected? Yes, please.
China.
China is correct. 2 points. Stella Maris Secondary School. Name any 2 vaccines available in Malawi that are used to protect people from COVID-19. Yes, please.
Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson.
That is correct. 2 points. Nanjiriri CDSS. Question open to the whole team. Mention any 2 ways in which you can prevent COVID-19. Yes, please. Joshua Gilos.
Observing social distance and wearing mask.
Correct. 2 points. Stella Maris Secondary School. Question open to the whole team. Mention any 2 symptoms of COVID-19. Yes, Comfort.
Fever and difficulty in breathing.
One point. Nanjiriri CDSS. In which year and month was COVID-19 first reported in Malawi? Five seconds.
February 2020.
1 point. It was in 2020, but it was not in February, was it? It was in March. Stella Maris Secondary School. Where are the headquarters of the World Health Organization?
In USA.
Question crosses the floor to Nanjiriri CDSS. Crosses back to Stella Maris Secondary School. And timeout, no point. The headquarters of WHO are in Geneva, Switzerland. This marks the end of the MRA tax quiz competition. Stella Maris battling it out with Nanjiriri CDSS. When we come back, we'll announce the final score. Welcome back to the MRA Tax Quiz Competition 2022. Stella Maris Secondary School has been battling it out with Nanjiriri CDSS. They've gone through 4 categories: general tax questions, tax technical questions, tax calculation questions, and mixed bag. Time to know how the 2 teams have fared in this competition. Let me call forward the lady who was in charge of the scores, Madam Marion Mwenefumbo, to come forward and present the scores. We now have the final score, and here's how they stand. Nanjiriri CDSS, 20 points. And Stella Maris Secondary School, 23 points. This means Stella Maris Secondary School are the winners of this quiz competition between Stella Maris and Nanjiriri CDSS. Stella Maris Secondary School proceeds to the next round, in which they're going to face a secondary school from Lilongwe. Let's give the round of applause to both our teams today. I have been Job Frank Chakaza, your quiz master. Until next time, it's goodbye.